So recently on the Stephen A. Smith show, Stephen talked about the Shannon Sharpe issue. Kudos to Stephen for talking about it. Like, I wasn't sure if he was or not. You can tell by this look here in this picture. He wasn't. You can tell he was sick about it. Like he said Shannon's like a brother to him. The interesting thing is that show episode's been up for like a day. It already got 1 million views. So even though he felt bad about it, Stephen's gonna get a lot of money in his pocket from it. so monetization wise, it was a good move. So he recently said that he talked to ESPN honcho Jimmy Pietro about the Shannon Sharpe situation, who told him, "We are taking this matter very seriously," as they should. Stephen's in a tough bind because, like he said, Shannon's like a brother to him. If you're watching a First Take, really the best days of the week is Monday and Tuesday when it's him and Shannon. Him and Mad Dog during Wednesday and Thursday are fine, but you got to think there's a ratings dip from Shannon to Mad Dog. I don't know if Cam Newton is still on Fridays or not. Like Cam, listen, Cam, I really enjoy Cam on YouTube and his podcast. Cam's really good at that stuff. But it felt like when he was on First Take, it just seemed like he was a bad fit. It seemed like Cam would have been perfect for First Take, but it just seemed like something felt off when he was on there. So I'm not sure if Cam's still on Fridays or not. But definitely the top 2 days of First Take is with Shannon on Mondays and Tuesday. But now you got all this stuff. So what are you going to do? Like, if you're ESPN, what are you going to do? The one thing that I didn't believe, Stephen said, he doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't have a clue. That's what the higher-ups. It's hard for me to believe that Jimmy Pietro, who's in charge of ESPN, didn't ask Stephen of his opinion. And maybe Stephen did say, I want no part of this. I don't want to talk about it. I want to make these decisions. It's too hard. It's too tough. I can't do it. I can't do it. He's my brother. So they might have asked Stephen A., what do you think we should do? And Stephen might say he bowed out. Because if you're close with Shannon, you don't want to stab him in the back. Like, you don't want to stab him in the back and stab him in the front. And you say, like, hey, man, brother, I support my brother. And then you find out by a leaked source that Stephen A. said, we need to get rid of him. Even though First Take is very important to Stephen, and no person is bigger than the show. Well, outside of Stephen and Molly for some reason, but no person is bigger than the show. And it'll be interesting to see how the ratings would be if they keep Shannon on there. I personally don't think they're going to keep Shannon on there. Here's the best case scenarios for Shannon. Option A, he's on there every Monday and Tuesday and like everything is fine, which caused a problem because First Take tends to have female commentators on there, not as much as they used to. But it only takes one female commentator to say, like, I don't feel good or safe being on here with Shannon Sharpe. So it only takes one female commentator or anchor to say, like, she doesn't feel good about being on First Take with Shannon Sharpe. And they don't want that whole controversy because now you feel like you're protecting Shannon and not protecting women, even though we don't know who's telling the truth. Shannon said the phone calls that's been leaked, has been edited. And even when you listen to the phone calls, there's a lot of long pauses. Like, I understand when you're fighting with somebody or sometimes you don't know what to say to someone, you have pauses, but these pauses are so long, it does feel like it's edited, but we don't know. We don't know. Shannon says it's edited. He said he has proof. He got the text messages, but we don't know what Tony Busby and Shannon's ex has up their sleeve. So best case scenario for Shannon, he keeps being on First Take. But again, like I said, worst case scenario with that is someone says, I don't want to be on here with Shannon. Next scenario could be they suspend him with pay until this blows over. And if the truth is on Shannon's side, this thing would be blowed over in a few months. If it's more to this, especially if they go to trial, we might not see Shannon Sharpe for a while. If it works against Shannon, we might not see him again. Even if somehow he even settles the case, I don't know if we would see Shannon again if he's suspended with pay. And or another option, he gets suspended with pay, and then down the road he gets a buyout. They buy him out. No one knows at all. He just secretly just kind of fades away and no one knows. There's that. Or the last option, he's just out and out fired. I don't think they're going to fire him right away because I don't think they want the same thing what happened with Michael Irvin. A couple of years ago, Michael Irvin, there's some woman that said that he harassed her or was lewd to her at the Marriott, and he said it's not true. NFL Network just fired him without not even waiting. They fired him. Turns out the woman was lying. He sues the hotel, the Marriott. He sued the Marriott. They settled for undisclosed sum. I don't know. I think Mike Orvis popped up on an NFL Network again, but yeah, they just out and out fired them without hearing the truth. So I don't think ESPN wants to go through that. But it'd be hard for them to keep Shannon on. The funny thing is, like Shannon and Ocho Cinco, they're still going to do their nightcap draft show live. I guess in Green Bay, maybe. And it's like, I don't know if that's wise. I know Shannon's feel like full steam ahead. We're going to act like nothing is wrong. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the right move or not. So if they suspend Shannon for First Take, who do you think should take over? I mean, I guess this opens the door for Chad Ocho Cinco, but Ocho got to be on time. If you think Shannon Sharpe is upset when Ocho is late for their podcast, Stephen A is not gonna be happy if Ocho is late for First Take. In fact, Ocho's gonna have to be there like an hour early, but for Monday and Tuesday if he replaces Shannon. So I don't know. Like, who do you think should replace Shannon Sharpe? Hell, bring back Skip. But Skip got his own problems. You know, because they got that whole sex thing over at Fox Sports. That whole lawsuit. That's the funny thing about that. When Shannon was on First Take was on Undisputed with Skip, we didn't hear anything about Shannon when it comes to stuff like this. Like, since he's been over at First Take, we got this lawsuit now. And then the first thing was the leaked video with him and Michelle. Oh, Michelle. That's two things against him. When he was on Undisputed with Skip, there was nothing like that. He had bad relationships because Shannon's very horrible in picking women or putting himself in bad situations when it comes to women. But there was no problems like this in his personal life. Even when all that lawsuit came out, you heard about Joy Taylor with the hairdresser. You heard about Joy Taylor. You heard about Skip Bayless. Hell, you even heard about Emmanuel Acho before you heard anything about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, he might have been in it, but slightly, but not to the extent that Joy Taylor and Acho and Skip was in it. So yeah, it felt like Shannon Sharpe was just focusing on his grind and making money and creating a great podcast and doing big things on Undisputed then First Take, but his personal life is horrible. Someone made a good point. I forget who it was. I think it was Cameron. Yeah, Cameron made a good point. He was saying, like, it's Disney, man. Like, you can't be messing around with chicks, man, on OnlyFans, and you're part of Disney. Like, we never hear anything at all about Stephen A. Smith. And you can criticize Stephen A. for his takes. You can criticize Stephen A. for some people call him a sellout. Some people, all this stuff at times. But you're never hearing sex stuff with him. And plus, he's had this long time girlfriend forever. And if I have any advice to Shannon Sharpe, like, people say, stay away from the white women. But I mean, if that's what he likes, he's not going to stray from that. But just choose somebody who got your back. Choose someone who got your back, who's low key, who's not going to cause any drama. She's not on OnlyFans. You don't have to pay for it. Like, Shannon, when he's talking to Ocho about dating, Shannon tricks a lot. I hear him talk sometimes like, Shannon, like, what are you doing, man? You're in the power position. Like, why are you paying all this stuff like this? What are you doing? And again, he's 56. And, when you're 56 years old, he still likes young girls. The problem is, most younger people want to stay with people their own age. And yeah, from time to time, we see an older guy with a younger girl, and it works out. But, most younger women don't want to be with an older guy unless he got money. But that's the problem. You end up meeting people who's just there for financial means. So he needs to meet somebody, because he meets a lot of these women in the gym. That seems to be a problem too. But he needs to meet somebody that's in the gym, that has a good heart, sweetheart, volunteers, barely on social media, maybe was married, maybe not. But it seems like a nice person. Like, he needs to meet people. Stop going for these baddies. Stop going for the thick chicks. Stop going. Just meet a nice, wholesome gal. Go talk to Monique. Hey, Shannon, if you're watching this, next time you go on a date, take Monique with you and let her vet your date. And just from time to time, talk to Monique about your dating situation. That might save you. But when it comes to First Take, what do you think Stephen A. should do? I can't handle it. Shout out to Stephen A., man. Shout out to First Take.